Morning.
Good morning.
Some more conversations on photography.
Yes.
Do you have anything else on your mind?
No. Just continue with photography.
All right. Well, I'm not really traditionally trained. I've taken a lot of photography courses, and my brother actually helps teach digital photography at the high school. And so this past summer, I was helping with the photography camp, which was out of my league because they went and used the old analog cameras, and I'm not all that familiar with developing film. So there was a number of days where I'd help the students load the film, and we'd go out and shoot, and nothing developed at all. So I'm hoping the students were able to learn from the experience. Even failure will teach you something. But I know they enjoyed themselves, especially compared to this year where students aren't able to gather in camps. So I mainly focused on the idea that photography is painting with light. And so there's a lot of things you can capture and a lot of things you can leave out depending on the frame you use and the amount of contrast you allow into the camera. I think it is really interesting, though. Each student has their own style.
Which light do you prefer to use? The light from the sun or the camera, whatever? Sunlight, like natural light? What do you use?
For me, natural light is always preferred just because it's so intense. It's hard to...
Sunlight?
Yeah. It allows you to get the most detail out of any shot just because it's so intense.
If natural light, maybe like sometimes at night, the sunlight, like, it's not directly over or it moves. Like if it's directly over you, the sun, or to the other side of you, and it's really bright. If you're standing in a certain area and there's no light or it's too bright, what do you do? You understand what I'm trying to say? What I mean? Do you understand? Yes. Okay.
I do. Like most photographers, I like the golden hours, which tend to occur around 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning and around 5 to 7 o'clock in the evening. But once the sun is getting a little closer to the horizon, it just casts more of a golden hue across everything. When it's directly above, you don't get the shadows the same way, and you just get more of an intense, bright light that you have to fight.
Yeah, bright light, like all that. Extremely bright. That bright light, yes.
I also like to shoot in overcast.
What happened? Does it depend where you are? In Arizona, you have a special color. We have a special color. Natural light, like sunlight. The sunlight, it's beautiful, strong, but it's more calming. Is that shared in certain states? Like in South Carolina? Sometimes in South Alaska? Every morning, or every night. Every morning, sometimes like a pink blue light always happens. And it comes over the water at the horizon in an orange, a pink, an orange, a blue. And I just look at it and I'm like, wow, that's in South Carolina. It makes me feel relaxed and calm and rested. That light, it's nice. It's the same in them states.
You know, that again depends on the time of day, especially if you're shooting like on the water. Like anywhere on the East Coast, it's probably more preferable to do sunset because then you have the sun behind you who's taking the photo, casting a light over your subject and possibly the water, versus California where you probably want to do sunrise. But like Arizona and New Mexico, I don't know if it's the terrain, but they probably have some of the more beautiful just skies. And it feels like for a longer amount of time, like their golden hour across their skies have so many colors. And it's really fantastic.
True. You know, my house. It's nice. There's a park. And my house is in the middle. It's complicated. The sun sometimes always comes over to the back of my house. And I'm like, darn, so much light near my window. It's small and narrow, and it comes through fully through my house, and I want it in the front instead of the back. In the front of my house instead of the back in the morning.
And they make these reflector screens that kind of allow you to redirect some of that sunlight into the direction you'd like it. If you have some. Like I'm imagining if you're around trees and there's just too much shade, then you can take a reflector and aim it at your subject and reflect that natural sunlight to where you need it to be. But otherwise, yeah, you're really dependent on the sun and where it's shining. We were just driving. I'm from the state of Virginia, and my partner was commenting on how lush it is. But one of my favorite things to shoot is when there's a lot of overcast. So when the storms are coming in, and so the sun is kind of blocked out, so it mutes the sky, and it makes all the greenery pop a lot more. But again, nature is not necessarily my favorite thing to shoot. So I like to do kind of close-ups on individuals. because there's a lot of expression you can read. And working with special education, oftentimes, like students with autism, they'll create like visual scenarios to help, what kind of expression are you seeing on this face, to help them better interpret expressions. So just getting kind of tight shots of individuals is often fun, because you can read emotions through the eyes and through not just the smile but the cheekbones. So it's a lot of things you can do just in looking at a face.
How often do you take your camera out?
I'd say I'm probably taking photos every day. I don't break my camera out, but maybe a couple times a month. But because the phone is always, with me, take a lot of photos with, anything that kind of captures my attention for a moment, or anything that I want to think about later on, I'll take a photo of.
I heard that you had a daughter.
What time did you say? 11? 11:05? 11:05, yes. 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 Okay, we're good. Thank you. Bye.